Greetings everyone, welcome back to Dark Feminine Consciousness. I am Tifara, and today I'm going to share some tips on how you can heal from toxic relationships. Now today, toxic relationships have become a thing. We've normalized it. It's okay to be in a toxic relationship. Matter of fact, it's cute. People share their toxicity publicly, and so other people look on and think that it's normal, and so we keep on creating these cycles of toxic relationships, and I think it's time that we break them. And when I talk about toxic relationships, I mean staying in relationships with people who are perpetual cheaters, people who are dishonest, people who you're always fighting with. There's no love, there's no sharing, there's no caring, there's no real bonding. It's just not a situation where any of you can really grow and become better versions of yourselves. And really, that's what relationships are supposed to be. They're supposed to be mirrors for you, so you can see who you are, what parts of you need to change and grow. We've also normalized side chick situations. You all know that I am for polygynous relationships. But those are relationships where a man is committed to multiple women, yes, and those women are committed to him. They all know, they're all open and sharing and growing in a family situation together. That's what I would prefer for us. But I don't know if we're mature enough emotionally, spiritually to even touch on that. If you haven't yet, go check out my video on my polygynous experience. Based on how we are, how we've been raised and socialized, it's a difficult thing to make happen and make it happen in a healthy way. But we've normalized side chick relationships. I've seen on Twitter, people making so much fun about stealing a woman's man and taking a woman man or sleeping with another woman man, and we've become proud of this kind of thing. But not only that, a lot of us have gotten into side chick relationships, either being the side woman, because both of them are wrong. When you decide to be the side woman, and where you decide to be the woman who is the wife, but you are still competing with the woman who is the side chick. And so both of you are contributing toxicity to the situation. And so both the woman who is the main woman and the side chick have to learn to heal parts of themselves so that they can accept or they can expect better for themselves from their partners, and not continue this cycle of hurting each other, of traumatizing each other. We've also accepted bodies not having any real serious commitment to each other. We've accepted also having one night stands or just sleeping around and being with whoever we want. That's something that came out of the feminist movement for a lot of women. They said they were liberating us and giving us the choice to do whatever we want with our bodies, but the truth is that we're not like men. We're different. We're made up different emotionally, physically. So there are lots of things that men can do that we simply can't. It's just a fact. They don't have vaginas. We do. And our vaginas work different from their penises. Very different. Emotionally, we're made up different as well. So there are just a lot of damaged women walking around now because of all of these poor choices that we've made. And nobody's saying to us, you can't do this. In the long run, it is not going to be good for you emotionally, physically, spiritually. So we have to stop these things. We have to break these cycles and break them for the young women who are coming behind us and help them to make better choices in terms of relationships. So here are my, I think, 8 tips on how you can heal from toxic relationships. Number 1 is to stop dating for a while. Take a break from dating. Go celibate. And I mean no sex, no intimacy, no sexting, no texting, no talking to anybody. Just take time. When I say time, I mean a year to 2 years. Focus on the parts of yourself that needs healing, the parts of yourself that one attracted that type of relationship, the parts of yourself that made you contribute in a toxic way to the relationship, because it's not just the other person, it's you too. And so that's part of the thing that you need to accept in order to heal, that you are a part of the problem as well. So you need to take time. You can't be monkey branching from one relationship to the other relationship and think that you're going to heal the parts of you that broke in the one before. You can't. You need time. You have to take time to also cleanse. Cleanse yourself, cleanse your energy, cleanse your body physically, cleanse your mind, cleanse your spirit. See, number 2 following is detox your body. You need to do detoxes. The reality is that you shared with someone physically, and so a lot of them is left with you. And so the best thing you can do is do some cleansing. Do some spiritual, physical, and emotional cleansing. Spiritual baths are always good for spiritual and emotional cleansing. You can do a detox as well, where you actually use herbs to cleanse your body. Another way to cleanse is yoni steams. Yoni steams are a great way to cleanse your womb, cleanse your vagina. All of our emotions are stored in our womb. This is the center of our emotions. We need to cleanse this area. So get your womb teas, get your yoni steam, and get your herbal detoxes. And all of those are available on my website. So I'll leave a link in the description box to what I call the womb wellness trinity. The next one is to detox your life. And that is going to require detoxing your relationships. Not only the relationship with the person that you broke up with. Of course, you need to end that. But you also need to end the relationships around you that help you to attract that type of relationship. If you have certain types of friends who date in the same circle that you date in, you probably need to not be around those friends. Or friends who go into spaces that's going to help you to attract the kind of man that's going to be toxic. You don't want to be around those friends. The type of friends who are themselves in toxic relationships. Because misery loves company. Most women who are choosing to be in a toxic situation, they want company. They feel good when there's somebody else who is doing the exact same thing that they are doing. Cleanse your physical space at home. Change up your bedroom. Paint. Do anything that you can do to clear your physical space and the energy around you. Change colors. Sage, use fragrances, essential oils, whatever you have to do to create a different space around you. You have to change where you live, move locations, go somewhere else. Anything that will help you to get or feel like you're getting a restart. Focus on some of the things that you want for yourself, the things that you want to achieve other than relationships. But you have to be aware also of what you want. Be aware of what you want and become what you want so you can attract what you want. The other tip is to break soul ties. This is just basically doing certain rituals. One of my favorite rituals to do when I want to break away from something, I want to let go of something, is I write things down. I write in my journal or I write on a piece of paper all the things. Okay, so if it's a person, I put that down and I write down all of the things, all of the negative emotions attached to this person, all of the things that I want to release and move away from as it relates to this person. I write them down. And when the full moon comes, so full moon is a really good time to release and let go of things, and get ready for new energy. So you put all of the things in the past, you release them with the full moon. So when the full moon comes, you fold up that piece of paper with all of the information and you light it and burn it and release. You need to cut above and around you, cut the places where you feel like there are ties to them, even your private parts. Cut, 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 and say their names. Say the things that you want to cut away from, how you want to cut away from them, all the negative emotions attached to them. Just say them and constantly do these motions of cutting. The next tip is to form sister circles. I know this is difficult. I spoke about this in a video before about toxic female relationships. It is very difficult for us to have healthy female relationships, and I think mainly because we haven't committed to them. We don't commit to them in the same ways that we commit to intimate relationships. I think they're good for us though. I think it's good for us to have relationships with women who are on the same healing journey as we are, women who want to be better versions of themselves, women who want to grow, women who want to heal, women who want to make better relationship choices. They want to attract a healthy partner. They want to have children. They want to raise a family. Women with the same mindset as you have. If you can come together and create sister circles with them, I think that would be great. The next tip is to read books on healthy relationships. One of the books that I read that I still find extremely helpful today, I look to it every now and then for tips, and I was reading it during the time that I was doing my healing from a toxic relationship, is an Afrocentric Guide to Spiritual Unions by Raoul Nefer. It's a great book. Because it talks about all of the toxic ways that we view relationships today and the reasons why we see them that way, and mainly because we're removed from our African spirituality, our African culture and traditions. We don't know how to join and start healthy relationships. So it really dives into that. It's a really, really good book. There's also a book called Sacred Sexuality by Muata Ashby. I also think that it's good for us to read books on psychology, particularly African psychology. And there's a book by Naeem Akbar called African Psychology. And it's an approach to how we should heal ourselves, how we should heal our psychological issues, because a lot of psychology today is really for Europeans. They don't consider us and all of the traumas that we've been through. We need a different approach to our healing, to be honest. So I think that's a good book to get if you are African centered in your thinking. But anything that's gonna help you to heal emotionally, any book that you can find on healthy relationships, really, anything, any tips that you can get at all, because the truth is that most of us just don't have the tools. We don't have the tools to teach us how to start relationships, how to stay in relationships, because we're not staying committed to our relationships either. A little problem comes and we run. There's no solution. It's easy today to just leave, and we think we have all the options in the world, and so we don't have to commit to this person because I can always get him. We listen to Beyonce talk about her man being irreplaceable when she's never left her man. The next one is to detox your mind. And how you're gonna do this, again, with how you read, the things that you consume. So things that you read, things that you listen to, things that you watch, things that you tune into on social media. But a lot of the programs that we like to watch, like Love and Hip Hop, where there's just lots of toxic relationships, not only between intimate partners, but toxic relationships between mother and child, father and child, sisters, siblings, brothers, just lots of toxicity. You become what you consume. You're gonna attract those things in your life if that is what you pay attention to. On social media, watch who you follow, the types of people that you follow. Follow people who display healthy relationships. It's hard to know for sure exactly what's going on in someone's relationship, but it's better to follow the ones that at least look wholesome than the ones who look toxic. Find some relationship podcasts to listen to, some relationship content on YouTube, relationship content on TikTok, healthy relationship, that is, things that will help you to know what to look for, know how to value yourself, know how to love yourself, know how to treat yourself, so that you know when someone isn't treating you well. The next tip is to take time for introspection. And I suppose you do this during the time of celibacy, during that 2 years or 1 year, however much time you take time to look within yourself. Take time to connect with your higher self. Take time to communicate and create a relationship between your higher self. Talk to yourself about the things that you want to change, the ways that you want to grow. Look at the parts of yourself that need healing, the parts of yourself that need growth. One very good thing to do during this time is to journal. I always recommend journaling. Write it down. All of the things that are inside of you, all the emotions that you feel, sort it out on paper. You don't even have to look back at it. You can if you want to, but you don't have to. You can just write it out and then move on. But take time to look at yourself and know what parts of you attracted this toxic situation, this toxic person. Figure out the parts of you that are toxic. How are you creating toxicity in relationships? And finally, the last tip I would give is and this is to people who aren't good at self-help, get therapy. Go and see someone who can help you and give you the tools and give you instructions on how you can heal yourself and how you can attract a healthy partner, a healthy relationship, and stay in one as well. So even if it's your person, a psychologist, somebody who is trained in that type of thing.